we're going to do this, but we're going to do it our way.
You bought a robot baby?
Wow, that was a joke grenade. That took me a second. Imagine the poop emoji as furniture.
It's weird that we didn't do that 10 minutes ago.
We should have started that before, you know. That makes a lot of sense. Why wouldn't we do that?
Too late now.
Matt, you forgot to disclaimer this part. We're old, and we remember how it used to be. There, go. And it was better then, too. You got to put that in there. Ice is back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly.
While you guys are weaving belts, I'm going to sing this little tune that I wrote.
We think we're funny. On with the show.
This is XRadioX.
Well, Matt, I hit record. That means it's time for another episode of XRadioX. How you doing, man?
Thank you for joining us, everybody. I am lovely. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. As we were kind of chatting before we got this started, I don't know if I've told our listeners, but I've been commanded by medical professionals that I should try to avoid gluten at all costs. And let's just say that over this fine 4th of July holiday weekend, on a weekend where we are told that we need to leave patriotic cookies out for Captain America to spread freedom across this great land, I indulged in these not gluten-free cookies. And I am paying for that freedom right now.
All right. Well, I mean,
so good times.
We all have to sacrifice for the country in some way.
We do. I figure Captain America, he sacrificed by being frozen in ice fighting off Nazis, that I could eat some gluten-filled cookies just to help spread freedom around this great land.
Yep, I agree. I think
we all do our part.
Scale.
We're all equal heroes here.
So if you haven't been made aware, this is we are recording the day. Wait, is it Independence Day?
No, it's the day after.
What day is it?
I've been on vacation for like 5 days, so I don't even know it. I think it's Monday.
Sometime in July in 2021, and
it's definitely the 5th. It's definitely the 5th. I don't know what day that is during the week, but I know it's the 5th of July because yesterday I was at fireworks and they were fantastic. And that's why we didn't record on the 4th of July, because I texted you and said, hey, by the way, I totally forgot. It's 4th of July. Can we do this tomorrow?
It would have been too loud. Too many bangs and pops and fizzes.
Yeah.
And there would be fireworks.
Yeah, I would have been too busy cramming patriotic cookies into my mouth. No, but we went down to the fireworks here in I won't give away what city I live in, but in mid-Michigan, and they were really good.
I've driven through those. I mean, not like literally through them, but I have driven.
You're that guy. Ruining 4th for everybody.
I've driven through those happening from when we were in Marquette. I would drive home sometimes around this time to go visit my family in Lower Michigan. And at least one time I was driving through that area when the fireworks were going off. It was really cool. They put on a good show.
Yeah, they do. And I think it's funny that we're being cagey when I'm pretty sure that I've said where I lived in previous episodes.
It's the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah. If you want to know, you have to go listen to the other ones. It's a go find it. Choose your own adventure of find out where Jace lives, I suppose.
He reveals it somewhere between episode 2 and episode 13.
Yes.
Somewhere in there.
Because did we mention what, now that we've rambled on, which is we're prone to do in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like any good old professional radio folks do. Did we mention what episode this is? What number?
We did not. This is 16.
16. Right? Yeah.
16. The big 1-6. You know what that means.
Our podcast can drive.
We can drive. We've got our driver's license. There's your Olivia Rodrigo plug.
Thanks. So be careful out there on those podcast roads because XRadioX can drive, folks. And it has zero experience.
It's still a few years before we can drink, so we should be safe.
Yeah, but you know, like most teenagers, it does experiment on the weekend. So be careful.
So I'm super excited about the topic that we're discussing today, but we really have to do our legal stuff, and so I figured we should get a professional thing involved. The technology, there's technology for everything, and so I thought that we should get some technology involved in this because we're going to be doing it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So without further ado, let's run our disclaimer.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Disclaimer Bot 5000. This podcast is incredibly professional. The hosts are fucking bomb-ass. Sometimes they might swear. Deal with that shit. Ha 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 ha, take it away, boys.
Thanks, Disclaimer Bot 5000. Hey, he gave us a compliment. That was nice.
He did.
I think he's bomb-ass too.
Man, I hope you paid a lot of money for that professional
it was
robot.
Millions of dollars.
That's like the robot voice you get from like when you have 200 skee ball tickets at Chuck E. Cheese or something. But you know what? Hey, it works. It's better than what I came up with.
Listen, there was Cracker Jacks were on sale. And I was at Costco, and so I had to buy them. And then,
I'm sorry if I
it was a
offended
win-win.
I'm sorry if I offended your robot friend. It was very professional.
He has no feelings. It's no big deal.
Because he's a robot. I can't. Yeah. He. What's his pronoun? Their pronoun.
They are a robot.
They are a robot. There's multiple of them. Awesome.
So today we are discussing cover songs.
Yes.
And this is tricky because I could talk for probably 15 to 20 hours about cover songs before I got bored. I feel like you might get bored sooner than that.
I'm a fan of a good cover song.
And I'm
really a fan of some bad ones. I'm going to be honest.
And
I really
like bad ones. I like bad ones and I like good ones, and I like cover songs for different reasons. And I think that the fun thing that we can talk about today, and when we were doing our extensive research and show prep over the last month to talk about this, it was very difficult for me to narrow down which songs I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to try to weed it out in a logical way. But I literally could talk to you about cover songs forever. And because that's fun for me, because I collect them. I've been collecting cover songs for many, 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 many years. And it's fun to find bad ones, and it's fun to find good ones. And it's really cool to find like special good ones that then become some of your favorite songs ever. And so this is probably going to be just chapter 1 in the cover song oeuvre that we will end up discussing.
Yeah, this is volume 1. We'll just go with that.
It's
chapter
volume
1. It's like exactly. now this is music. But what are they on, like volume 212 now?
Now that's what I call covers. Volume 1. And you know what we should do? We should take all of the ones we mentioned and throw those up on a playlist.
I did. Hey, I don't know if you saw this. We really don't do a good job of mentioning our socials as much as we should. But I do have started creating XRadioX playlists. Nice. I created one the other day. I'm doing it in Spotify.
I saw your metal one.
Yeah. And I was just kind of messing around with one, and I was like, well, I'm going to make some Metal Friday stuff because in my world, Fridays are Metal Friday. And I listen to a lot of heavy metal on Fridays. I listen to a lot of heavy metal anyways, but definitely on Fridays. So I have a bunch of notes from our past episodes with our friends, and we're going to have some episodes coming up with some of our other friends.
Yeah.
The summer might get a little dicey because everybody's on vacation and stuff. So you might just have to bear with us until we get towards the end of summer when everybody's off of vacation. But I have had some people reach out to me who are interested in coming on and chatting up their days at, WPX up there in Marquette, Radio X, which is kind of what started this whole thing years ago. So we'll be excited to have them on. I've had at least 3 people reach out to me and want to be on it, but I know we have interest from many more.
Right.
And so those are coming up. So I've been keeping notes on what these folks have been telling us are their songs that remind them of the X. So I will get those out as soon as I can. When I say as soon as I can, what I mean is when I'm not being lazy and playing Marvel Puzzle Quest on my phone on the couch, I'll walk over to the computer and actually put these things together.
Folks, these things take time. You have to cultivate the list and tend to it like a garden. It's not something that you can do instantaneously, especially if Marvel Puzzle Quest is involved.
That's right. I've been playing for 500 and some straight days. I have got to keep going. And it's the second time I've been loaded it on my phone and played it. So there's more days that are missing. Yes, I'm sick. I know. So, but now that we've covered all that, yes, I'll get a playlist out. I'll try to make a playlist of these songs that we're talking about. Some of them might not be on Spotify though, because at least one of them that I had a heck of a time finding it anywhere except for YouTube. But we'll talk about that later. So This is XRadioX covers Volume 1. And I would like to start off with you, my friend Matt. What is your first song?
Okay, so I have to mention, and I mentioned this on a previous podcast, but the thing that got me into cover songs was Cheap Trick. It was "Don't Be Cruel," their cover of Elvis Presley. That was what originally got me started on collecting cover songs and just being a fan of them in general, and seeing what a different artist could do to put their own spin, but still staying pretty true to the original. And I think that Cheap Trick did a really great job with that song. And every time I think of that song, it takes me to a certain time in my life, and it reminds me of just kind of like how this, you can call it an obsession, got started, and how the ball got rolling. And so that's definitely one of my big cover songs that always, means a little bit something to me. Cheap Trick, "Don't Be Cruel." It's a great one. You've heard it, right? I mean, it's from the Lap of Luxury album.
Oh yeah, I remember that was on steady rotation on MTV when
it really was. Yeah, and that's
when
junior
high.
They're all wearing like the super 80s, oh gosh, they had like the checkerboard everything.
Well, that's kind of them anyways. Their guitar player was kind of into that. So
yeah, that's true. And the large brim hat and things like that. But it was a very 80s video, and it was pretty 80s song, but it was supposed to be like their comeback. And I think they did a really good job because for a while, I mean, Cheap Trick was super popular in the late 70s, and then this album was like, hey, you guys remember Cheap Trick? We are still awesome. And and I think it worked.
They had an album like that. That was this one. It also had the huge hit for them, The Flame.
The Flame.
I love that song.
Exactly.
But that was that period of time in the 80s. They had this album. Heart had an album that was like, hey, remember Heart?
Here they are doing. Exactly.
Which
that's true.
I've seen Heart live within the past, we'll say 6-7 years. And
that's cool.
I will say that their 80s stuff, they don't do it in concert. And I think it's because a lot of artists look back on those times and are like, yeah, we had to do it.
That's too bad. I think that happened in the 90s too. And we'll talk about that a little bit more, but yeah, that is kind of a bummer.
But that's a good one. Don't Be Cruel. Cheap Trick. That would have been, we probably should have looked this part up earlier, but I'm going to go with my guess that was released in 87.
Yeah, it was 86 or 87 for sure.
That was my guess. Yeah. So, all right, good first one to start. Now I want to let you know, I did these picks in my head. At first, when I started thinking about this, I was going to do, all right, these are going to be all 80s metal songs covered by 90s or more current artists.
I was going to do that too. This is like a Bert and Ernie moment for us, because I was thinking I was going to put the sugar in the cowboy boot so that I could put the fish. Wait, do you get that reference?
You may got one on me. I'm not totally getting this one.
No, this is this is the thing. When we were getting ready to do this show, I thought, I am going to wow Jace with all of my covers of metal songs, and he's going to find new music that he's never heard of before, but it'll be like excuse the expression, a backdoor into a different type of artist or genre, because it'll be a metal song that somebody else covered. And I was going to do that, and then I thought, I'm not going to do that.
Well, and you probably, like me, had started off with the best of intentions and then realized I don't have the time to put this much effort into it. So
that's what happened.
So I got one. So I started with one. And this is one of those songs from a group that we talked about in a previous episode, Poison.
Yes.
And their big song that put them on the map, that made everybody know who Poison was Talk Dirty to Me, right?
Right.
So I started looking up. I was like, all right, 80s metal group, more current current artists who have done covers of Talk Dirty to Me. And I was going to go through and I was going to find each one of these songs, and then I was going to get 3 artists and tell you which one was the best one. And then I thought, okay, that's a great idea, but you're not going to put in that amount of effort, Jace. You know yourself. So I only did it for one song, and that's this one. The other ones are just covers, and they're not all 80s metal.
Cool.
So if you just got to bear through this one. So there's 3 artists in this one.
Okay.
So the original song "Talk Dirty to Me" was on their first album, Look What the Cat Dragged In.
Yep.
It was released in May 23rd of 1986.
Nice.
So it's a classic album now, which makes me feel old.
Yep.
So the first group that I found that does a decent cover of this, you may know them. They're called Static X.
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
They became famous with their song "Push It," and then they had a bunch of other songs that they did, but that was the one that put them on the map. So they released a cover of "Talk Dirty to Me" on their album from 2009, which was released on 3/17/2009. Well, that's March 17th. That's my birthday.
They did it for your birthday.
They did it for my birthday. It's not in the liner notes, but I know what they were doing.
Yeah, we all know.
So, and by the way, if you were wondering, St. Patrick's Day is on March 17th every year. I get asked that on my birthday. So is your birthday always on St. Patrick's Day? Yes, every year.
But is it
St.
this
Patrick's Day? Yep, this year it was too. Next year it will be too. It has been since I was born in 1975, and it'll stop being on that day when I die. So who knows when that is?
How many times have people then followed up with, but is it this year?
More times than I can count.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
And I've only drank green beer once on my birthday. That's it. In all of my years of being alive. That's it. So anyways, back to the cover. Static X did a cover of "Talk Dirty to Me" on their album Cult of Static.
Okay.
But it's only on the special edition download version. It's not like if you bought the physical copy, you wouldn't get it. So
you didn't get it if you bought the actual CD.
No, there's other covers on that album too, but this is the one that I prefer. It's kind of quirky, but it's decent.
Okay.
The other one was from a group named Children of Bodom or Bottom. I think it's Bodom. I never say it right. They're from Europe, and I'm sure I'm slaughtering it, but they're a great band.
Children of Bottom is a totally different thing.
Anyways, I'm going to leave that alone and keep moving on. This was their version of "Talk Dirty to Me." It's a very metal version, not a hair metal version, but a metal version, because Children of Bodom was a metal band. I saw them open for Slayer. That's how metal they were.
See, I don't mean to interrupt, but I have a question, because I knowing some of the metalheads that I have met and that I have been around, and you've been around a lot more than I have, but it's interesting to me that a hardcore metal band would have the respect for Poison to say we're covering one of their songs. Because a lot of times when you're metal,
when
you're
like
Poison is bleh. Yeah. Like, right. I think that's cool, but it makes me curious that they're willing to say, hey, Poison, this is a solid song, but we're going to do it our way.
Well, here's my interpretation of why a group like Children of Bodom would do this.
Yeah.
Because, and I've explained this to my good friend, Rob St. Mary, who does his own podcast. He's out of Detroit. And he's quite the metal, or he used to be quite the metalhead. Him and I worked together in a former radio life. Also just kind of like you and I did. But I explained to him, because he would kind of say the same things, because I love hair metal. And he was like, oh, Jace, hair metal, Dokken, Poison. It's not the true metal. It's not metal. Horns in the air, metal.
Exactly.
And I was like, Rob, listen, think of hair metal like how they explained marijuana to us growing up. It's a gateway drug. You listen to the hair metal because nobody, or I shouldn't say nobody, but not many people just jump right into decapitation.
Yeah.
And Cannibal Corpse and things like that.
Sure.
You usually start out with like, oh, this is kind of cool. Especially our age. You saw it on MTV, Headbangers Ball. Yep. Lots of hair metal. Poisons, Slaughter, Dokken, Great White. You name it. There's tons of them. And you're like, oh, this is cool. And then they would mix in like a Testament song. You're like, oh, that's a little faster, but it's cool. I can dig. And then they throw in some Anthrax, which is heavy but comical in a sense, kind of. And then you'd get to the Slayer, like War Ensemble and Piece by
Megadeth.
Piece and
Yeah.
Angel of Death. And now you can see how hair
Yep.
metal, the gateway
It's true.
drug.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
All that makeup.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, I can see. I get it.
So now that we totally went off track on that, but their version is a very metal version, and it was off.
Okay.
I was on the album "Are You Dead Yet?" No, thank you for asking. Though it was released 10/25 of 2005, and their guitar player actually passed away this past year. I cannot say his name right, but I know his first name is Alexei. His last name is Northern European, and I can't say it very well.
All right.
So I'm not going to slide, but he died. He passed away this past year. But I did see them live. I saw them open for Slayer. No, they did not play this song because they knew better. So, but here's the third one though, because I was going to do this whole trifecta thing. This one, totally not metal. It's Real Big Fish's version of "Talk Dirty to Me." It was off their Fame, Fortune, and Fornication album.
Yes.
From it was released 1/20 of 2009. And as much as I like metal, I also love ska punk, that whole pop punk, that whole scene.
Yes.
This is my favorite version of the three because the other ones are kind of more true to the original sound.
Sure.
Where this one, it's Real Big Fish doing "Talk Dirty to Me."
And they are, yeah. I mean, Real Big Fish has done a couple really cool covers, and they do both. They respect the song. They do it their style, but they don't like turn it into like a ballad or whatever. I mean, they're fun and they're lively and they're exciting and Real Big Fish has done, I think that I know of, 5 or 6 covers, and they're all solid. They're really good.
This whole album that this one is on is all covers album. I feel like, especially in the world of punk, pop punk, ska punk, that whole area, almost all those groups at least do a cover, if not have an album of covers. And this one is an album of covers. They actually liked Poison so much, apparently, that there's 2 Poison songs on this album. But I picked "Talk Dirty to Me" because
nice. That
was one of the songs that really got me started in that world. And it's Real Big Fish, who I've also seen in concert. No, they did not play this, but they do it. It's Real Big Fish doing the song. So that's why I kind of picked that of the 3 that I like it the best.
Nice.
And there's another, I can't remember her name, but there's a woman accompanying them in the song, which makes it even better. So it's good. I tell you, go out and listen to it. I'll try to put it in if it's on Spotify, I'll put it in my Spotify playlist and share that on Twitter and all the other places we share stuff.
Yeah. Another awesome one Real Big Fish did was "Take on Me" by Aha.
Oh yeah,
a really good version of that. It was on the Basketball soundtrack. Do you remember that movie?
Oh yeah,
it was.
You want to know what scene I remember the most from Basketball?
No. No.
It's
what is it?
It's the part where they're with the chrome and the.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, my kids are going to listen to this, so I'm not going to say exactly what it is.
It's not a good. I mean, it had some laughs, but the soundtrack was really good, and that was one of the. I think one of the highlights of the soundtrack was Real Big Fish doing "Take on Me." But they're great. They
have a lot of great covers. Go out if you like cover songs, and if you like ska, Real Big Fish does quite a few of them.
Definitely.
All right, you're next.
Yeah, so I think to put a cap on yours, definitely I would choose probably the Real Big Fish one, not having heard the other 2, but it sounds like they would be just on the fringe of the type of music I typically listen to, and Real Big Fish is right in my wheelhouse, so I think I would probably, if that was the game we were playing, and I like that you had the idea of playing the game, I would definitely say Real Big Fish would be the winner.
I just don't have the follow through. I'm just too tired.
We're old men.
We are.
You young kids with your tweeting 800 times a day and
you're
doing all your research and studying. We respect it, but we can't do that.
Yeah, you guys are just professionals in all facets of your life.
Exactly.
Matt and I we pick and choose where we're truly going to be professionals.
Yeah, the list is getting smaller.
Smaller and smaller every
so
day.
I'm gonna do a band. I have to, because I wrote so many songs, I have to kind of lump these into a bigger scale. So for my next one, I want to talk about probably the band when I got into college radio, the band that made me realize that cover songs were really their own genre, was Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
Oh yeah.
That band it's a super group, and not a lot of people know that it's a super group, but it has people from No Effects. It has people from, gosh, there's so many different punk bands and alt rock
No Use for a
bands.
Name.
No Use for a Name. But it has, it's a lot of different, and it's a rotating group. There are different people that have joined them and left, and Fat Mike from No Effects was in it for a while, and then he was gone, and then he came back, and so there's it's a super group. But Me First and the Gimme Gimmes started out, I think they were from like San Francisco or something, but they started out they would release these 7-inch records, and it would just be a couple songs by some artist, usually like a AC, some sort of a pop artist from like the 70s or 80s. And they did, I think the first one was John Denver. They did 2 songs by John Denver, and then they did Billy Joel, and then they did Simon and Garfunkel, and they would just release these 7-inch records before they even had a full-length album out. And they just basically did punk covers of hit songs, and it was a very simple formula, but they did it so earnestly, and they did it so fun that it just drew you in. And so I have I don't want to say I have all of their music, but I have, if you count CDs and MP3s, I would say 95%. They have a lot of CDs, and they have a lot of songs that they've done on little other things that aren't on full-length albums, and every single one is great.
I believe they have 9 albums.
Yeah, that's a lot of albums, and each one was a different genre, which was cool. So they would put one out that was like 70s and 80s, pop music, and then they would put one out that was like musicals. So they have one of the great ones from that album was, they did science fiction double feature from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So good. I highly recommend you checking that out. It's just a really good cover. And one of the cool things about Me First and the Gimme Gimmes is they would take songs that maybe weren't the most popular to current generation, and they would refresh it, and they would make you think, well, this is a cool ass song. I might have to see the original and see what I think of that one. And some of their covers made me look back and try to find the original song, because when you are obsessed with cover songs, sometimes you actually have to end up having the original too, just so you can compare the two of them and say, oh yeah, this is who did this, and these are the guys who rocked it, the second time around. So Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, huge for me. They are probably, they're easily my favorite cover band for sure, but they're definitely within the top 10, I think, of my favorite bands, because they do such a great job. They're all solid musicians. The singer, Spike, I gotta think of his name.
I'll get it for you. Give me a second.
It's
Spike Slauson.
Thank you, Spike Slauson. He does a great Daryl Hall voice. Like, he has a good singing voice, and he isn't making fun of the artist, which I think is important, because they have a blast singing the songs, but they do them in a way that's respectful to the artist. And I think that's something that I kind of look for when I collect covers, is that it doesn't have to be the same. It doesn't have to be note for note, and they can even completely do it a different way. And I'm fine with that. As long as you have respect for the song, then I think it's going to be a cover song that I probably have to own. But there's a funny thing, and don't Google this, because I want to, I just want you to know about this. Spike Slauson is in another band, and he learned ukulele from one of the albums that they did, and So he's in another band that does all covers. And it's called, I'm going to type it out so you can read it out loud. Hold on.
So I can hear you typing away. And just in case you all were wondering, Spike Slauson is also in the Swinging Utters and the Revolts.
Yeah,
right now,
I think
the
he was in
current
the Swinging
members-
Utters first, I think.
Yeah. Right now, the current members are Spike Slauson, Fat Mike of NoFX, of course, Joey Cape of Lagwagon, and Dave Ron. I think that's how you say his name, Ron of Lagwagon. Chris Shiflett, who was the person I was thinking of from No Use for a Name,
Yeah.
who's also the guitar player in the Foo Fighters. He was
Right.
the other person that I was.
He's not in there
thinking
anymore,
of.
though, right?
No, he's not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think when I saw Me First and the Gimme Gimmes in concert. I'm trying to remember if Chris Shiflett, I don't think he was playing with them at the time. I saw them on a Warped Tour, and they were highly entertaining.
Okay. I saw them too, but it was back when I lived in Vegas, so it was a while ago. So this is the name of the band that he's in, he plays ukulele and sings, and then there's a couple other guys that are in the band with him. So I'm just going to hit enter, and you can read the name of the band.
All right. Oh, gosh. Oh, Matt.
It's nice, right?
The cover band that he's in is Uke Hunt.
Uke, U-K-E,
Hunt.
Hunt. That's the name of the band.
Lead singer in the band, Mike.
So, I mean, they probably can't become famous. Like, this is one of those bands that really shot themselves in the foot when they named, like, Hoobastank. There are two bands, Hoobastank and Uke Hunt, that just really should have made a better choice.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I've actually seen Hoobastank in concert also.
Okay, I'm not saying they're bad, but
it was free.
It's a bad
it was
name.
free.
They
were very good. They were very good in concert, if that's your thing. But yeah, the name of the band, even they are like, what? There was a reason for it. I think it's because they didn't want to own a house. I'm not sure.
If I was in a room right now with Hooba and the Stank, if I was there with them, I would say that's a bad band name.
If you named your band Hooba and the Stank, I think you would have done better. But they're like, nah, we can't do that. We just got to shorten it to Hoobastank. And they'd be like, and I was like, yeah, you should do that. Everybody's winking at his buddy. This is never going to work. But they got a couple hit singles, and they probably made enough. They made enough money to at least be able to tour and make a living.
Yeah, they have FU money, but this is the thing. Like, if they were to look back and say, what should we think of? Like, if they could take a DeLorean back in time to that band meeting where they were like, what should we call ourselves? I think however many guys there are, X out of all of them would have said, not Hoobastank.
Yeah.
If knowing what they know now, because is Hoobastank ever going to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Like, are you going to, when you're an old man, are you going to say, back in my day, we had good music like Hoobastank and Uke Hunt? No,
and he's going to say, what did you call me?
We used to listen to Uke Hunt.
Oh boy. Well, I'm going to go listen to them after this.
Yeah, they're good. Listen, nothing against Hoobastank except for their band name sucks, and nothing against Uke Hunt because their music is good too, but your band name is horrible. Horrible.
It's genius, but you're not going to be able to.
It's witty, but not wise.
I want to see that on the marquee somewhere. I really do. I want to be driving down the road and have my 12-year-old daughter look up and go, Dad, what's Uke Hunt?
It's something you will never say again.
Let me explain this to you, my dear.
So better yet, let me not explain this to you.
Let me not explain this to you, my dear. Because I know she listens to every episode, so I can already hear the questions coming.
Yes.
I can hear them already.
It's short for ukulele.
So do you have a favorite cover that they did? Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, great cover band.
I think I've got to go with, again, the first one I heard by them was Danny's Song, which was amazing. They did a great job with it. And it was the first one I heard by them when I thought, oh, wow, they're taking us back. And, it's, I'll still listen to it now. And I'm like, man, this is a really good song. And the original is good too. But yeah, Danny's Song by Me First and the Gimme Gimme is excellent. Or it's a tie. Science Fiction Double Feature blew my mind that they found that song and thought, let's remake this. That I have to give them props for that one too. So it's a tie.
See, the song that I remember, and specifically I remember you playing all the time on the X.
Wait, let me guess.
Danny's song, but go.
Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard.
Yep, that's it. That's the one.
I love that one too. It's hard to, it's like a Sophie's Choice. I can't choose. It's so hard. Like it's literally, I'm biting my tongue because of all the songs that I'm skipping on my little notes list here. So yeah, any of those three would be really excellent.
If I had to pick a song by them, it's Only the Good Die Young. Their Billy Joel cover.
That's another great one. I think the only album I think by them that was but it still had some great songs. They did an all country covers album, and I'm just not a huge country fan, but some of them that they did were still amazing. Like they did Goodbye Earl by the Dixie Chicks. Amazing. And
you have no idea what a great segue you just did. So keep going.
All right. So anyway, they had some great albums, and then they had some not great, but still the effort is always there. So those are my three favorite Me First.
I did not realize they did Eastbound and Down by Jerry Reed, which is kind of a transition because it was last week or the week before, I watched Smokey and the Bandit.
Wow.
Guess who the trucker is in that movie?
Jerry Reed.
It's Jerry Reed.
That's right.
Which is, I'm so glad you said about their covers of country songs, because it leads right into my next song. You had no idea you were doing this, but this is why we're friends. The next one I picked is a country song.
Okay.
It's one of the few that I actually really like, and I will listen to on purpose.
Okay.
And no, Amy, if you're listening, it's not Neon Moon by Brooks and Dunn, which is hands down my favorite 90s country song of all time. But this is a close second.
All right.
It's a Thunder Rolls. Original by Garth Brooks. Well, originally made famous by Garth Brooks. The kind of the backstory, if I have this right, is it was originally recorded by Tanya Tucker, but shelved. Garth Brooks then did it, became famous, and then she put it on an album later on. Yeah.
Interesting. It was a huge hit for him.
Oh, huge hit.
She's
huge
probably
hit.
mad.
But the cover version I picked is by a metal band called All That Remains. They're kind of a metalcore band, I guess you could call them.
Okay.
It's a pretty good cover. It's pretty straight
because I don't have it.
It's pretty straightforward, very album or AOR ready. They could have put it on any rock station and it could have done well. Maybe it did and I just missed it. But
I've never heard it before, but that's cool.
It's a good cover. The guy does it well. It was on their album Madness, which was from 2017.
Did they do any covers of Madness on that album?
No, they did not. They did not do Our House in the Middle of the Street. Yeah, it is. But, not everybody consults us before they release things. But I was like, he did not mention country songs. He has no idea because my next one is a country song.
Nice.
But yeah, it's All That Remains doing the Thunder Rolls. It's pretty good. Like I said, the original was recorded or so the story goes that I read when I was doing my research. The original was recorded by Tanya Tucker. And it originally had a fourth verse, which All That Remains does not put in theirs. And let's just say, without me repeating the verse, the husband gets his in the end. We'll just go with that. Yeah. All That Remains did not include that verse, but it's a good cover. I recommend it. I liked it, especially if you like what people affectionately call butt rock, on the stations where we play.
Wait, why do they call it that?
It's not stations that play anything but rock.
Oh, okay. I see.
It's for stations that play nothing but rock.
But rock.
Yeah.
Got it.
So it's kind of, you might hear them called State Fair rock or County Fair rock too.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm a fan of that type of music. But so there you go. That's my next one. Thunder Rolls, originally, made famous by Garth Brooks, but this is All That Remains doing that song. It's a good one.
I am going to have to find that. Because I haven't heard that one.
I'm waiting to get the text. Chase, what the fuck?
I'm literally trying to find it so that as soon as we're done, I can listen because I'm excited. Okay.
See, and that was part of my other goal, just to kind of fill in, because I told you I was thinking of a game at first, but then I was like, I kind of just went with, these are songs either I did, would have, did or would have played while working at Radio X. Maybe not on Thrash and Trash Tuesday when I was doing that stuff, but definitely they would have got play on All Request Saturday night or Radio X News the Show or any of the other time slots that I would fill in. I definitely would have played every single one of these at some point in time.
For sure.
That is kind of what I was thinking as I filled out my roster. I was like, it's got to be songs I would have played on the X.
Do you think that we would have been allowed to play a band called Uke Hunt?
We would have had them call them UH, just like we couldn't say AC.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I just hate that name, so I'm not going to say it.
I know.
So
exactly. All right, so that's a good one. I made a note to find that. So the next sort of genre or broad pile of songs that I have to talk about are in the 90s, mid to late 90s. Every movie that came out, every compilation had a cover on it. You had so many different movies were releasing soundtracks, and that kind of like really hit its stride in the mid 90s. And some people say that it was because they were bands who had to fulfill their contracts, and so they were like, throw us on this, we'll do a cover song, we'll be done, good to go, sell a few million records. I don't know that that's necessarily true, but it certainly did. There was a huge upswing in like 96 through, the beginning of the 2000s, and it kind of continued since then, but it was huge.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. I get it. I was kind of
those. So like, Wicker Park was one. I Am Sam was another. The Crow it was all about like throwing recognition into a movie soundtrack. So like, for example, there's a indie movie called Love in a 45 that came out. It wasn't a great movie. It wasn't a bad movie, but it had Kim Deal and the dude from Guided by Voices, Rob Pollard. Okay. I hope I'm not saying his name wrong. They did a cover of Love Hurts by Nazareth.
Yes.
Did they do it originally? Was that who was originally? I think so.
I'm fairly certain it was Nazareth.
And it was stripped down, very folky, but it was beautiful. And that's the only reason I ever played that album. Well, I found other songs that I liked, but I heard someone play that and I thought, well, I got to check out Love in a 45. Ended up seeing the movie because someone played that song. And then I thought, movie's okay, but the soundtrack's really good. The Crow, City of Angels, horrible movie, sequel to The Crow, but it had Hole doing Gold Dust Woman.
Oh, that was a good one. I like that cover.
It was a really good one. So anyway, in that time frame, there were a lot of albums that were soundtracks to movies that had at least one, if not a full thing. Like the I Am Sam soundtrack was all Beatles covers, all different very famous artists doing all Beatles songs. And that movie was about a guy who liked the Beatles. So that made sense. But the one that I have to focus on because it's nostalgia was a cover of the Bay City Rollers from a movie called So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh, such a good movie.
Funny movie, Mike Myers movie. But it was Ned's Atomic Dustbin doing Saturday Night, which became the All Request Saturday Night theme song. That song gets me pumped still to this day. Whenever I hear it, I still think, oh, this is awesome. And I have, for some reason, I think it's just because of that, but I bought the soundtrack for that song. And when I hear the Bay City Rollers version, I'm like, it's not Ned's Atomic Dustbin. And Ned's Atomic Dustbin didn't really have a huge string of hits, but that cover song is very good and it's fun and it stays true to the original, but it's still very 90s alt rock and it was the theme song to All Request Saturday Night, so that's why I have to include that one.
Oh yeah, that was the song that pretty much got us started every time.
Saturday Night. I mean, that's, I still just get pumped thinking about it. So
what was the song that ended us every night?
It was Another Saturday Night, wasn't it? That one?
Wasn't it
Cat Stevens? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Cat Stevens, Another Saturday Night. You know, we were a little on the nose, but it was appropriate, and we were college kids, so
Yeah. And we were trying to be fun radio without being like, you know, adult, you know, an AC station or a hot hit station or something like that. We're trying to be college rock, college radio, but still have a good time and, you know, play some songs people knew and then some songs they didn't know.
Exactly. So we like to have a package. We like to create a package of our radio, a presentation.
We are the package.
We have a nice package is what I'm trying to say.
That's could have been our liner with me and you and Jeff. All requests Saturday night. We have the package.
Check out our package.
We are the package. Check out our package.
See what you think.
Live Saturday nights.
So anyway, that's my next one.
Speaking of Radio X, I actually have to clarify something with Love Hurts.
Okay.
But speaking of Radio X, so I'm tempted to do this currently to the station because you and I both have fairly decent setups at home where if we had the right access, we could DJ a show from home.
Yes.
So they have a sign up, apply to do a radio show right on their website. And I was like, I want to see if I did it, if they would actually invite me to an interview. I won't say anything about where I'm at.
Right. Is there a box you have to check that says I am a student?
There might have been. I didn't look that close. I just saw it and I was like, I'm an alumni. I wonder how much money it would take for me
to
be able to a remote radio show.
That would be
me
cool.
And my friends.
That would be really cool.
How much alumni money would this take? All right, so that's a discussion. We'll table that for a different time. So, but if anybody has any thoughts, I'm open. Like, what is the dollar amount you think it would be?
Welcome to the Jace the Ace Memorial University Center.
Wow, I don't know. I don't think I have that type of money.
Start saving up.
Yeah. So to go back, so Love Hurts was not originally done by Nazareth.
Who did it originally?
Wasn't even written by Nazareth, believe it or not. The song was written by an American songwriter because Nazareth is from, where the heck are they from? They are from Norway?
From Nazareth?
No, they're from the Netherlands.
Okay.
I think so. Hold on. Where are they from? It's not important. They're not from the United States. We'll just go with that.
Okay.
But it was written, I'm going to slaughter this name, but it was written by a songwriter named Bordelot Bryant.
Oh.
First recorded by the Everly Brothers in 1960.
Yeah. Duh. We should have known that.
I know.
Idiots.
Idiots.
Come on.
And he was the first person. Second person was Roy Orbison.
Yeah.
Third person, Jim Capaldi.
Really?
I think I'm going in the right order. And then fourth person is Nazareth, or a group, I should say, because it's not just a person.
Wow.
So, yeah.
We'll check out the one on Love and 45. It's good.
Yep.
It's got the Guided by Voices guy and the Kim deal, and it's cool.
So that brings us to my next one.
Okay.
Which was kind of along those same lines I was originally thinking about 80s metal.
Mm-hmm.
Another band I love, seen many, many times. The original was done by Def Leppard. It's the song Hysteria.
Okay.
Yep. Which I also sat down and over quarantine learned how to play on my guitar.
All right, let's hear it. I don't see a guitar behind you right now.
It's all in the other room. I can't. It's not in arm's reach. I can't get it right now. So
too
sorry.
Bad. Can't be helped.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't sing it, so that's no point. But it's the song Hysteria, originally done by Def Leppard off the album Hysteria.
Sure.
But the cover that I picked is the group Asking Alexandria. You ever heard of them?
It sounds familiar, but no, I don't.
I'm going to go with you probably haven't. They were a metalcore band. There was probably from the mid 2000s, and they did an album, an EP actually called Under the Influence, a tribute to the legends of hard rock. Okay. And this was one of the songs on there, and it's my favorite one on there, and partially because I just love Def Leppard.
Yeah.
It was released on November 28th of 2012. This EP was.
Nice.
And the notes I wrote down were they're a British metalcore band. They're famous. They had some songs during the mid 2000s, as I always joke to people, the scene that I wasn't huge into until it was too late because I was busy having babies and being a dad. I mean,
That
I wasn't
again.
having the babies. I was participating. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
You know, and so there was like a whole scene from like 2003 to about 2008, 9, about 2010. We'll just go with that, where I was really not around a lot of music. I was listening, but I wasn't paying attention like I normally do because I was being dad.
Yep. It's in the background, but it's not your focused attention.
But it's a good version. It stays. This is a version that stays true to it. You can definitely tell what song it is when they start playing it. It's hard to miss.
Yeah.
But they throw some of their own little elements in it, and they're a decent band and they do a decent job with it. So I recommend it. Go listen to it. It's good.
Excellent. I will. Hysteria.
That was kind of my other goal, was what songs is Matt not going to have in his collection?
I love that. That's amazing. I'm excited.
Because I'm like, I'll, for you folks who don't text with us on the daily, I'll send Matt music videos or different cover things that I find, or even just songs. And he'd be like, yeah, I had it. Oh, heard it. Yep. I'm like,
sometimes you have ones that I haven't heard. A lot of the groups that were doing pandemic covers, you had that before I had heard of them. So
cool. There was lots of what I affectionately call internet supergroups doing covers all over during the pandemic, which was one of my favorite things of the pandemic. There was
Those are so fun.
2 Minutes to Late Night was hands down my favorite one. Mm-hmm. Those guys did great. Plus, I can't not love a group that their lead is his name's Guarcinio Hall. It's just, I'm there. I'm for it. I'm here.
Exactly.
But the other ones that I really liked were Mikey and his Uke.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey, I can't remember his name, but he's from the Fairmonts, I think. I think that's the band he's
they did a lot of really good ones too.
And then there was, if you're into metal, there was a one called Slay at Home. It was all of these metal guys,
nice.
Like from Revocation and who is the other? The one, Black Dahlia Murder. That was so dark. Metal bands like that doing Slayers like Chemical Warfare and Judas Priest Electric Eye. They did a lot of cool stuff. So those were three that I was subscribed to and watched. Like when they would come out, I would watch it.
Definitely. All right. Is it my turn now?
Yep.
Okay. So the next big block of cover songs that I found, I guess, over the course of the last 30 some years is tribute albums. That's something that a lot of bands subscribe to. They like to participate in. They have either someone who influenced them or someone who is, frankly, probably another contract thing where they say, hey, we'll get our name recognized if we're on this tribute to whoever. Some of the tribute albums that were really cool that I always used to listen to at Radio X, Tower of Song was a Leonard Cohen tribute that had a bunch of really good songs on it. Actually, Sluice mentioned that album when he was on the show. That has a bunch of really cool artists doing Leonard Cohen songs. Another really good one was the Carpenters tribute album that had, I can't remember all of the artists, but Sonic Youth did Superstar, which was amazing.
That was on all the time. I remember that one.
Yeah, it's a really good. It's a different kind of take on it, but it was really good. And then obviously the classic Kiss Regrooved. That was another super cool. And I want to say that Kiss was somehow involved in. I don't know if they like approved all the songs, but the one with all the Kiss covers that's now currently in my car. That
Kiss My Ass.
Yeah, Kiss My Ass, classic Kiss Regrooved. That was another really good tribute with a lot of it was a wide variety of artists that were on that one, and some you would not expect. Garth Brooks makes an appearance, but a lot of good. Toad the Wet Sprocket was probably my favorite, but if I had to pick a favorite, and this is going to be a little bit off, but if I had to pick a favorite cover, or I have to be tied on this one, two covers from a tribute album, it's got to be from Two Rooms, the songs of Elton John and Bernie Taupin. Really? Mostly pop artists. I know it's not my typical genre. It's mostly AC and pop artists like Hall & Oates are on there, and Tina Turner is on there, but the two that really hit me, and it made me go back and dive into Elton John's music a little more was Sting doing a cover of Come Down in Time. Beautiful song. And he just owns it. Like, it is a steamy, sexy, even though it's a sad song, like, he just really knocks it out of the park. And Sinead O'Connor doing Sacrifice. It's an amazing
I've never heard
song.
any of these ones.
Yeah, they just do a solid job, both of them. And they're both, I mean, Sinead O'Connor is a little bit crazy, but they're both very good at what they do. Sting, he's very good at everything he does. We won't get into detail. He's very good at everything he does. But what he brings to that song, and if you listen to the original, it's not one of Elton John's biggest hits, certainly. But if you listen to the original and then you listen to Sting's version, Sting, I think, actually did it a little better. He brought the emotion a little bit more to that song than Elton John did. And maybe, who knows why? Maybe it was a different time. But definitely check out Come Down in Time. And then...
What album was that on again?
It's called Two Rooms, the songs of Elton John and Bernie Taupin.
Okay.
And
I've never listened to anything on that one.
Some of the it's not a wonderful album front to back, I have to say, but there are at least half of them are really good. And those two songs are super good standouts that I would recommend to anybody if you are cover fans, or if you like sad songs, or if you like emotional songs. Those are really good. Her version of Sacrifice I prefer over Elton John's too, which is weird, but definitely check those two songs out.
Interesting. Did anybody do Saturday Night?
Somebody did. I know Hall & Oates did Philadelphia Freedom. I think Tina Turner did The Bitches Back.
Well, that fits. And that also fits.
I know. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. I should have just stacked the CDs in front of me for us to talk about this, because I have most of them, but I didn't think of it. So,
physical copies. Aren't you fancy?
I know it's weird, but it's a good album. And those two are my favorites. And unfortunately, I am also super sappy. So I like a good sad song, and that checks both boxes: cover song, sad song. So I was all over it.
You mentioned that that was the time of like the tribute albums.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that I was big into, of course, I had the Kiss My Ass one because I love Kiss.
Yeah.
But I also had, it's like I put you on Twitter. I was like, all right, I'm pressed you have it. But do you have Nativity in Black?
Nope.
And you're like, no, I don't.
Sorry.
The one the one from that time period too that always stuck out, especially in the world of Radio X, because it came out around that time, was I opened it up so I didn't get it right. It was called Spacewalk, a salute to Ace Frehley, who was the lead guitar player for Kiss, of course. Yeah, and it had all of these hard rock and metal guys doing essentially Kiss, Ace Frehley covers on this album, and myself and Jim Bollinger, Stone Cold, played the crap out of this album. Probably to the point where, a lot of the other, the cool college rock exes were like, Jesus, just put it away. Kind of like I did to you guys with that damn Bare Naked Ladies album. I was like, well, this one disappeared for a while.
Yeah, that's true. Kiss did a cover song.
Of what?
They did, I want to say, and I'll probably be wrong, but I want to say it was on Love Gun. They did a cover of And Then He Kissed Me by the Crystals, but they changed it to And Then She Kissed Me.
I did not know that. I didn't know that was a cover. I guess I never realized.
Yeah, they did. I think that's the only cover that Kiss actually did, because they are really their own genre. But that was...
They have their own section at music stores. It might not have been
on I think it was on Love Gun, but it was And Then She Kissed Me. And that was... I want to say, because I've heard it, I don't know that I have it right now on CD, because I don't have Love Gun on CD. I know that for a fact, but I think it was Paul Stanley singing, I think. But it's a good one. I mean, it's pretty, it definitely sounds like Kiss, but it's a pretty straightforward cover.
I'll have to go look that one up.
Hey.
Yeah, you got me on one, and a Kiss one at that.
I know.
I'm slacking here. All right. So my turn now, right?
Yep, your turn.
Okay. So I went with, and this is something we need to rectify on XRadioX is we have a very, even though you and I have been very much into different aspects of, we'll just say the culture. That's what I hear him calling it on the internet's all over the place.
Okay.
We don't talk about our love of hip hop as much as we should.
That's true. Yeah.
The closest we really
got
got was when we were talking about Quiet Storm stuff and R&B, which
slow jams.
Yeah. Which just so you can check it off in your calendar. I did listen to Whip Appeal today. It comes up I've listened to it so much. It shows up in almost all of my playlists. And so I'd be like, oh, you're listening to your Peace Sells playlist? Well, here, you might like Babyface doing Whip Appeal.
There are a couple artists who have covered that, but it's nowhere near as good as the original. It doesn't even come close. But
that's not really the point. But I think that's something we need to rectify, because you and I know I did. I went through it wasn't a super long period of time, but I went through a period of time where I didn't listen to anything but hip hop and rap.
Yeah.
And it was like all I listened to. Like I had stacks of CDs and cassette tapes of just what is essentially, if it was on Yo MTV Raps, I probably had it.
Yeah, for sure. I think that you and I bonded for sure over a Can I Bus CD.
Yeah. Did I tell you I saw him in concert too?
No, you didn't.
I did when I lived in Indianapolis.
Nice.
Yep. Actually, no. I didn't see Cannabis. I saw the Executioners.
Oh, okay.
Who are the group that did the Get Retarded song. Sorry.
So do you think that he meant he included them when he said 9 out of 10 of these rap artists is garbage? Was he including some of his fellow?
Maybe.
Because there's only him and 9 others. So I think he was dissing his crew.
Maybe. Maybe.
We're a little off topic.
But I saw the Executioners, and what I was most impressed by that group is the dude fell off the stage, whacked his head on the security fence, and got up and finished the show like nothing happened.
Nice.
There you go. That was intense. Anyways, the reason I said all that is because this is a cover of a hip hop song, which try to find good ones because it's hard.
Doesn't happen very often.
There's like a handful of them that probably everybody knows. Dynamite Hack. Everybody knows that cover.
That's true. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I think it was, I can't say everybody knows this one because I think it was POD did Going Back to Cali.
Did they? I don't think I've heard that.
I think it was them, but it's whoever did the cover. It's really good. But those aren't the two I'm talking about. This one, totally from our XRadioX days. Well, not X. Yeah. Totally from our Radio X days.
Yeah.
Here on XRadioX it's a cover of It's Tricky, originally by Run DMC, done by the Bloodhound Gang.
Yes. That's a good one.
I still listen to this one. And it's off their album One Fierce Beer Coaster, which was released on December 3rd, 1996.
That's a interesting album. Yeah.
Oh, it's a fantastic album. They were one of those groups. As soon as I saw that first, I was like, what the hell? And I put it on and I was just like entranced the whole album. I'm like, what am I listening to? This is great. This is going to be one of those records that either you're going to love it or you're going to hate it and think they're the worst band ever.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like that for a while.
Yeah. But they were doing something different. And then a lot of artists did the same thing, but they stood out in their weirdness. At least for a year or so.
And they did it with tongue firmly planted in cheek.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And it was great. Probably tongue firmly planted other places too.
And that was a really good cover. They did a good job with that.
Yep. But that's not even my favorite song off that album.
I know what your favorite is.
Do you want to say it or you want me to say it?
I don't think either of us should say it.
I'm going to say it. I don't care. I wish I was queer so I could get chicks.
There you go.
That's my favorite song off that album. I heard that and I was reviewing that CD while working in the audio labs at Northern. And and there was nobody in there at the time. And I'm just listening to it sitting in the booth and I have it cranked and I am just laughing my ass off. I just love that song.
That's nice. That's a good one.
It's a family friendly thing.
Really? It definitely is.
Yeah. I don't think we could play that on the air. if I remember
No.
correctly. I don't think we could.
I don't
But
think so.
this one we could. And that album though, One Fierce Beer Coaster, it was one of those. It divided a lot of people, but I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, there was a group, a faction that wanted to throw that away. As soon as people started spinning it, there were people who were like, "We need to get rid of that CD."
I just wonder if there's any current Radio X folks listening to this. All three of you still work at the station. Yeah. I'm throwing shade. That's what I'm doing here. If you go back into the area where the round silver things are, they're called CDs.
Mm-hmm.
And you look through there, I think this album is in there. And if it is, I hope my review of the album is still in the CD jacket.
Yeah, I hope they would do that. It would be kind of insulting to take the reviews out, because not only was it a review, but it would also say what songs were not able to be played on the radio.
Yep.
So
and SFAPs.
Yeah, it's got to be still in there.
Yep. And it would tell you what ones you should play. If you like this, play this. If you like that, play that. These are the ones that you shouldn't play.
Exactly.
Not suitable for airplay song, which there was a lot of them on this record. But if I remember correctly, this is one that you could play. And we played, I think we even had edited versions on the instant replay, which, much to the chagrin of Kent, we had them.
That's true. Very true.
So there's my next pick. It's Tricky, the Run DMC cover from the Bloodhound Gang.
Okay, excellent. Good choice. My last little bit is going to be, as quickly as I can, talk about my favorite bands and my favorite cover by my favorite band, because some of my favorite bands did, even if you're a big time band, you'll still throw a cover to your fans every once in a while, or maybe because you're paying tribute to one of your favorites. The Killers did a really good rendition of Ruby Don't Take Your Love to Town, which is an odd choice by Kenny Rogers, but they did a great job of it.
That's one of the good things about covers, though. And not, I'm sorry I interrupt you, and you will drag this out even longer. But that's one of the things I like about, I love going to bars to see bands do original music, because I like people to, people put a lot of time into the creative process, and they want to get it out there for better or for worse. They want people to hear it.
Sure.
But there's nothing like a band that can do originals when you go to a local bar, but then they throw in some covers, and you're just, especially if they're off the wall and good.
Yeah, exactly. It makes you think. It gives you a slice of their brain and tells you, okay, you love this band, and now you actually know a little bit about what kind of music they like when they're not making their own music, and when they're not listening to what they're recording. They have this wide variety of stuff bouncing around in their head. So I think that's a really cool part of the cover song genre. So they had that. Black Crowes, another one of my favorite bands. Their biggest hit, arguably, was an Otis Redding song, Hard to Handle. They started with a cover. I mean, that's basically what got them on the map.
How did I not know that was a cover?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Now I feel stupid. Because it totally is, now that you say it.
Yeah. They're, I think it was on now I'm going to sound like I'm not a big fan, but I think it was on Southern Harmony. They did a Bob Marley cover, Time Will Tell. And they haven't done a cover on every single album, but those first two, they had really good covers, and Time Will Tell, they did a great job with it. Mike Doty, who we talked about last episode, he's covered
that guy you're internet friends with?
That we're now best internet friends. He covered Country Roads by John Denver, which is he does a good job with that. Pretty
also done by me first in the Gimme Gimmes.
Exactly. Yes, very true. Kings of Leon did a really good cover of Dancing on My Own by Robin, which it doesn't sound like it would make any sense, but it does. That isn't on any albums, unfortunately. You have to go to, and this is something I'll mention in a minute, but you have to find it online, because they don't have a recorded version, but they've done it live. And my favorite, again, I have to do tied. My favorite band of all time, REM, is my favorite band. They did a lot of covers, both in their studio recordings. Some of their first albums, they would do covers. just to show, some of their influences. And then over the course of their many years as a band, they did, when they would release a song, sometimes the B-side would be a cover, or they would send out to their fan club, on Christmas, they would send them a cover song on vinyl or whatever, on a CD single or something, or cassette, I guess would be.
Were you in the fan club?
I was not, actually. No, I wasn't. I think it absolved kind of around when I started to be obsessed with them. So I think it was just a timing thing, but I would have definitely been in. So they did a number of covers. They did some of my favorites. They did First We Take Manhattan by Leonard Cohen, which was they did a good job. But the two that I want to highlight on this show, they did a cover of a Syd Barrett song, which was not a charted hit. It was just a song. And if you listen to the Syd Barrett song, it was kind of just him strumming a guitar, and it seemed almost like he was making it up as he went along. It's called Dark Globe.
It was him solo, not him with Pink Floyd.
Just him.
Okay.
And it was called Dark Globe, and it's a weird song, and it has odd lyrics. And again, if you hear Syd Barrett do it, you're thinking, well, this is weird. And if you're a Syd Barrett fan, you probably like it. But REM did they knocked it out of the park. They've polished it a little bit, but they still had that same sort of rawness that he did in the original. Great song. So if you're an REM fan, or if you're a cover fan, I recommend Dark Globe by REM. But also, they had a song called Sidewinder Sleeps, that the B-side to that, they recorded The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And they did a good job. I mean, it was a little goofy, but it's a goofy song. I mean, it's a silly song, and they played a very good rendition of The Lion Sleeps Tonight. So I know it's weird, but those two songs by REM would be my favorite covers by some of my favorite artists.
Am I making this up in my head, or did you play that on the X?
Oh yeah. Yes.
I thought so.
Definitely.
I feel like it was one of those songs where if I didn't know you were on the air and I tuned in and I was like,
yeah.
Proof Rock's at the station.
Someone must not have showed up because I hear Lion Sleeps Tonight by REM. Yeah, exactly. I played it probably. I mean, not every show, but certainly every other week I would play it. Definitely. Yep. It's a good one.
Man, this playlist is going to be... You're going to have to email me some of these because I'm not writing them down.
Yeah, for sure. I will. I have, and I can actually, for the people who are listening and who actually care and want to hear all of the things that we wanted to discuss, we can actually put bonus tracks on this Spotify playlist of the things we left out.
Yeah. Because
there are many. But I did want to, before we wrap up cover songs, did you have another one first before?
I've got two more.
Holy moly. All right. Well, have at it.
How am I doing this to you? I have two more. I can pare it down to one more if you want me to, but the one I have to do.
Do one more that you have to do because I'm just looking at.
Oh. Okay.
Time.
I saved the two best for last, so I will keep.
Do them both.
All right. I'll try not to take forever, which is very hard for me to do.
All right.
So I'm going to do them both because the one, we'll start it off with, do you know what the Onion is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yep. So you know the AV Club.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they have a thing where they have this list of songs, and they invite these bands.
Oh, yeah.
And the bands pick songs, and the earlier you pick, you get
the better choices you have.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So I watch a lot of those. Cool. And they've been doing these for years. It's not just a pandemic thing. They've been doing this for years.
Yeah, it's a really cool idea.
Well, there's a band that out there that I love. It's another one of those dividing bands. Like either you love them or you hate them. There's nobody who's in between. And it's Gwar. You know, the scum dogs of the universe.
Yes.
Gwar.
Yep.
So they did it. They've done a couple covers on there, and they've done some really good ones. But this one I go back to and I listen to it a lot. They do the Pet Shop Boys West End Girls.
Really?
And it's fantastic.
Is it done in the Gwar style or is it done in the Pet Shop Boys style? Wow.
You can definitely tell what the song is, but it's definitely Gwar doing it. And they also, there's a bonus when you watch it. I mean, I don't think there's a recorded version, so you can only really see it on YouTube. They might do it live, but there's during their cover of West End Girls, they break into another song, and that's how they end it. So West End Girls was released in 1984. Pet Shop Boys, there's also a lot of Pet Shop Boys. I could do probably half an episode on just Pet Shop Boys songs that I love. Just so weird for a metalhead, right?
Yeah.
So this one, I said I found this on the Onion's AV Club, and it's so damn good. And if you don't know who Gwar is, go look them up. They're aliens from another planet that came to destroy Earth and subjugate us and make us their maggots. And they've done a pretty good job, I'd say, so far. If you look around, read the news, I think you'll get it. This is a song I would have played the shit out of on Radio X if it was released. But what makes it even better is this wasn't too long after their original lead singer, Dave Brockie, died. He was originally Oderus Urungus, the lead singer.
Sure.
Yeah. And I don't know the time period. Maybe it was a little longer. But they play West End Girls, and at one of the breaks, they go into People Who Died by the Jim Carrol Band.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it works. It's fantastic. You need to go look it up and watch it. Give it more views.
Do whatever.
They do other covers, of like they do Billy Ocean's "Get Into My Car," which is just it's good. It's comical, but it's good. They do Kansas's "Carry On My Wayward Son," but this is the one that I always go back to.
I think I've seen the Gwar doing "Carry On My Wayward Son."
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
and but originally the Jim Carrol Band, that was on their album Catholic Boy from 1980. But yeah, that's Gwar doing West End Girls. It's kind of a medley cover, I suppose, with the Jim Carrol Band. And it what really makes it good is at the end when they're, it goes through the list of the people who died and all that. And when they start chanting Oderus died at the end, it's just so good, especially if you like the band.
That's crazy. I really like, and I can't think of the name right now, but I have it was like a super hits of the 70s, but it was all covers. And the artists that were on it were relatively obscure. And there was somebody who did Ooh Child. And then midway through Ooh, or at the end of Ooh Child, they did, oh gosh, I can't even think, but they did the same thing. They like switched into a different song and it was seamless. And you were just like, it made you say like, wow, these guys know what they're doing. Like these are musicians who have some stuff going on in their head and it's talent and fun. And I love that. I love when people do that. That's really cool.
When you look at a band like Gwar, don't let the costumes fool you. These folks know what they're doing. They've been doing this since the mid 80s. This is what happens when you give art school kids costumes in heavy metal. This is what happens. And I love it, and I'm there for it, all of it. Love it.
Yeah.
So my last one, since apparently you're done.
Yeah.
I can't believe I have more than you on a cover show, but whatever. The world's a crazy place.
Yeah.
And this, if you can see in where I put in the chat where we should do our lyrics at the end, it's pretty simple, and you should know what song this is.
Okay.
It's the song "Girl from Mars" by Ash.
Yes.
Now,
I love that song.
It's from their album 1977, which I think came out in 95. I think.
Which makes
95,
sense.
96. Yeah. It's rock and roll. Hang with me. But the band covering it is a Toronto-based band called Magenta Lane.
See, I feel like I have a different cover of that song.
And now you may not be able to find, because this was what made this song unique.
Yeah.
Magenta Lane does a very good job of it. If you only heard them sing it and never heard the original by Ash, you would have thought it was their own song. You would have never known. And by the way, if you don't know, Ash is a alt-rock band from the 90s. They were formed in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
And they've done all kinds of, like, Kung Fu. Love that song.
Kung Fu is a great one.
I always called it the Jackie Chan song, but
right.
I didn't know it was even called Kung Fu.
Yeah.
But this is the song that kind of put them on the map, I believe. But Magenta Lane does a great cover of it. They're from Toronto. And as far as I know, and in the interviews I read, because it was hard for me to find anything about this group, they were contracted by Microsoft to do this song. It was for a Microsoft Digital Life spot, which was pretty much for their internal group. I don't know if it was ever aired outside.
Are
So
you
the version
saying they're a corporate plant?
they could be.
Whoa.
If they are, it's a great one. It's a good song.
Magenta.
But because if you watch it, there's like Microsoft stuff like Zune. Remember the Zune? Yeah, that's in there. Microsoft phones. Who had like 5 people had that thing, and there's all kinds of MS stuff in there. And
I convinced a family member to buy my sister a Zune because I was sure.
Because you hate your sister?
No, no. It was right when it came out, and I was like, "This is the greatest device. It lets you play any format, digital audio. It doesn't have proprietary software, so it works with any player."
It was truly an MP3 player.
It was a great alternative to that stupid whatever.
Don't say it because we'll get censored and
to that
we'll have to pay Apple
beautiful thing that created our robot that we bought for the disclaimer. But there you go, that thing. So I was like, somebody, I can't remember if it was my mother or my father, but one of them was like, "Hey, we're getting your sister an MP3 player. What do you recommend?" I was like, "Oh, let me tell you, this is going to be the greatest thing in the world." And they got her a Zune.
In all fairness, at that point in time, I thought it was good because of what you said, because it could play so many things. I thought, hands down, this is it.
I know, I feel bad.
Wrong.
Betamax is going to be the greatest thing ever.
All the nerds out there, they're like, let me push up my glasses and tell you why Betamax and the Zune are going to be the greatest things ever out there, because they're not format specific, you see, and whatever. Everybody wants easy. This is where we learned that is easy. It works. Nobody cares. So yeah, that was my last one. It was the band Magenta Lane.
I'm going to have to find that.
And when I heard that, I'm like, this would have fit into, outside of Thrash and Trash Tuesday, outside of any of our specialty nights, really, this would have fit into the playlist pretty much anywhere during my time, your time at Radio X, especially on All Request Saturday Night. This would have been played a bunch. You would have loved it. So I could only find it on YouTube. I couldn't find it anywhere else. So this probably won't make the Spotify playlist.
No, but go find it.
Do what I can.
If you're listening, go find it. Pause this, go find it, and then come back to us after you've listened.
Yep. The group is Magenta Lane, and the song is Girl from Mars, originally done by Ash. Go listen to the Ash version, too. It's good.
Definitely. If you haven't heard the original, you have to hear the original.
So there you go, Matt. There's all mine. Done.
It was fun. See, the nice thing about talking about covers Volume 1 is I know that I have plenty of time in the future to talk about everything else.
Yeah, we didn't even get into like all of the Metallica covers that I know and all of the different, there's so many other ones.
What would you say is the weirdest or most different, and I'm putting you on the spot, but what would you say is the most different? Like you heard a song and then somebody covered it and did something completely different that made you say, "Holy mother, this is amazing." Can you think of one? Because I have one in the top of my head that I will mention, but if I can go first, if you want to think.
Go ahead, because I got to think of something.
So one of the things that I do as a musical OCD person who collects cover songs is I have a bunch of different websites and mostly websites, but different shows that I find that they feed me the cover songs that I need. For example, secondhandsongs.com is a really good source for all sorts of covers, and the way that they lay out their website is really cool for finding both original artists and the covers and links to listen to them and actually even buy them if you wanted to. And they're not a sponsor or anything, but if they wanted to be, that'd be great. Another one that's really cool that you would probably dig is Who Sampled. It's a website called whosampled.com, and it not only tells you artists and what they've covered and who has covered them, but it'll also tell you if anyone has sampled that artist. And you can, like, it'll usually give you an audio clip. So you can you can click and it'll say the sample starts at like 2 minutes in or something. And then you can bust ahead and hear here's where so-and-so sampled Two Live Crew or whatever. And then you can hear it. And it's like, whoever does the research for those websites are just amazing because they're on top of everything. I have yet to find, when I go to Who Sampled, I have yet to find one that I know of that they haven't already thought of. So that's a good covers resource. But the other ones that I do a lot are BBC Live Lounge and it's called Triple J, which is it's like a radio show in Australia. And they do a segment called Like a Version.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah. And different artists will go on those shows and they'll do cover songs. They'll like do at least one cover per visit. So they'll do like one of their originals and then they'll do a cover. And so many good bands have done really different, unique covers on either Triple J or BBC Radio 1 Live Lounge. But one of my favorite covers, at least recently, was a band called Churches. Have you heard of them?
Yep. Know exactly who they are.
So it's a alternative group, girl singer, lots of electronica type stuff, but they also have live instruments. But they took a song by Kendrick Lamar called Love, and it's a rap song. And it's a pretty good song, but they made it into like this 80s power ballad. And it is amazing. Like, it is epic. The original is good, but it's good in a completely different way. It's not really epic. It's very low key. It's about driving to somebody's house and talking to them on the phone while they're on the way. But the way that Churches does it, it's like Don't Stop Believing. It's amazing.
Really?
Yeah. So you have to check that out. It's only available online. Like a Version, Triple J has released CDs, so I have it on CD, but it's not from a Churches album. It's from just that performance, but you have to check it out because it's so good. And when you're listening to it, you're like, is this the same song? And then if you listen back to the original, you're like, wow, they completely turned this song on its head, and it's fascinating. So you have to check that out. So it's called Love, originally by Kendrick Lamar, but you almost won't recognize the song when Churches does it. It's so good.
So it's funny that you mentioned that yours involves Kendrick Lamar, because I had to sit and think. And mine, like I was saying earlier, it's hard to find when people do hip hop songs that are covers that are decent.
Right.
And I go back to, like I said, everybody knows the Dynamite Hack cover.
Yep.
Of Boys in the Hood.
That's so good.
But everybody knows it for a reason. Because you would, like, you start listening, you're like, it takes a second to figure out that this is what they're doing.
Yeah. Right.
It's an NWA song with these white country club kids
Yep.
and acoustic guitars doing Boys in the, and the video's fantastic. It plays into it. All the stereotypes are there. It's great.
Sure. Yeah.
And, but it's such a good cover that I've never looked around and read or listened or anything. But even I think if you got them off mic and they knew they weren't being recorded, the remaining members from NWA would be like, yeah, that's just dope.
Yeah. I would think so too. Definitely.
Just because it's totally unexpected. And you want to know who introduced me to that song? The first person, I don't remember what website it was on or what it was, but it was Bridget. Bridget, it was one of these websites we were all on, like Classmates or some weird, one of those where we try to force everybody to get involved with each other again.
Sure.
And somehow it got posted on one of those, and that's who I heard it from was her. And then,
nice.
Yeah. So
another artist that has done a lot of the BBC Live Lounge was oh gosh, what's his name? The guy from One Direction, Harry Styles.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of his, but he has done.
You don't dig Harry Styles?
He has done some amazing, interesting covers.
Really?
He did The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. Amazing. He did Juice by Lizzo. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Like I have newfound respect for him, and not that I didn't respect him at all, but the musical choices that he's made as a solo artist when he's done like cover songs and things like that, I feel like this guy. This wasn't on BBC Live Lounge, but on the Howard Stern show, he did Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel. Awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah, you got to check out some of his cover songs because you'll see him in a whole new light. And now I'm a Harry Styles super fan.
Are you now?
No, but I like his covers.
So my liking Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo isn't so weird anymore.
I knew you'd love that. Somebody covered that on BBC Live Lounge too, by the way, I think.
Really? So, funny side story about that is when my stepdaughter found out, she gave me so much shit for liking that song.
Does she like the song?
No.
Wait, she's supposed to.
The funny thing is my 12-year-old daughter likes the song. That's where I heard it from.
Yeah.
But the 20-year-old, not so much. And I mean, and I says, hey, it hits me right in the teenage girl feels. And then I caught even more shit for that.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
Being a 46-year-old man having teenage girl feels, don't use that for a soundbite. Please don't. But so yeah, there we are. And I would like to close with the weirdest, greatest cover of all time.
All right. What is it?
Ben Shapiro reciting the lyrics of WAP.
What?
Have you heard it? Oh my God.
No.
It's not a cover. I'm just being a turd.
Oh
You got to go. I think he was on Joe Rogan or one of those, and he was, taking the moral high ground because WAP is just so offensive. It's a flippant song. Who cares? But he was reading the lyrics. And it might be the whitest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Someone has to set that to music.
Oh, I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure it exists. It's terrifyingly awful. I'm no Ben Shapiro fan to really to begin with, but hearing him do that, whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Greatest worst cover of all time.
So what have you been listening to lately?
Pretty much cover songs.
Yeah, right.
The one group we didn't talk about when we do volume 2, 3, 4, 10, I don't know, whatever one, is the band Bowling for Soup is a covers machine.
Yeah, that's
They would
true.
be like the greatest bar band to go see. I swear they know everything. They can do a song from almost any genre, and they do it good. Because Jarrett, not Jared, like I said in the other episode, he has a voice. He can sing a lot of different things. And that whole group, I was listening, not to name drop here, but because of our friends at Playlist Wars, they did a whole episode with Bowling for Soup, which totally shocked me that they would do.
It's weird because we were just talking about Bowling for Soup before they released it.
Yeah. I hit him up in his DMs and I'm like, dude, this is so weird.
It was really eerie because we talked about it. And then you manifested them to, I mean, obviously they were planning that show from probably weeks.
Oh, no, we're taking credit for it, you guys.
We told them that they would have Bowling for Soup, and they did. That's what
I can see the Twitter wars happening. Did you hear what the guys on XRadioX said?
Yeah.
They said that they told the guys to do it. And then
it was really strange, though.
All that being said, it's a great episode. Go listen to it, folks.
Yeah.
It's really good. Those guys do a great job.
I just checked out their Weird Al one. I'm a little bit behind, but I listened to their Weird Al one the other day, and it was really solid too.
I just have to say that I'm glad I don't have any of their phone numbers because their Weezer episode, I have so many things to say to them. So many.
Right. It's the sign. It's the sign of a good podcast when you are yelling to nobody. I've had that experience. Just today, I was doing that.
My neighbors must think I'm nuts mowing the grass. Yeah,
exactly.
I can't believe you don't have that song on your playlist. Oh, Jason's mowing the grass again. I think he's been hitting the weed.
I had the exact same experience. I was mowing lawn today, and I was listening to our friends at Drunk Theory, and again they did a musical conspiracies one, and I was mad that they didn't talk more about the things that they were talking about because I was so interested in it. I was like, wait,
I haven't
don't
listened
change
to
topics yet. They were talking
did they
about,
talk about Andrew WK.
They didn't mention it, but they were actually talking about artists who either died but didn't die, or they were cloned or replaced.
Paul McCartney.
Exactly. So the first one they did was Paul McCartney, and they talked about it for a little bit, and then they moved on. And I was like, please don't
Avril
move on.
Lavigne.
They did Avril Lavigne. Yep, they did Avril Lavigne. Do you want to go for 3 for 3?
Oh, jeez, I got to think. I'm going to bask in my 100% glory. I'm going to stay right there.
So they did Avril Lavigne, and they did Paul McCartney and a couple others. I don't want to spoil it. Listen to their podcast if you want to hear all of them.
Yeah.
But as soon as they stopped talking about Paul McCartney, I was like, wait a minute. Back up. Tell me some more. I'm more interested. I'll listen to the rest, but tell me a little bit more about Paul McCartney. So I was doing that, and then I listened to 8750, which is another podcast that that I listened to today while I was mowing, and they were talking about, I don't want to get too deep into it, but they were talking about college and whether it's useless or not useless and blah, 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 blah. I had some things to say.
I have some definite opinions on that one too.
It was tough because like you said, you don't have their phone numbers, and also,
and it's a good thing.
And also the podcast has already been released. Like you can't
fix it.
You can't go back in time and say, wait, maybe you should say this, because they've already done it. This is historical information now. So it's fun, but I think that's the sign of a good podcast, because you are invested in the conversation.
I had a short, funny discussion about, is college worth it or not, to an employee that I work with. And as you can probably know, his side was, well, I can learn everything I need to know. I don't need to go to college. He has not finished a degree or anything. I'm not holding that against him or anything, but just putting the context where I have finished a degree. I have a bachelor's of science in broadcasting. And so me being the giant smartass that I am, he's like, oh, college this and college that, and it's all the way. And I says, hold on a second. I'm going to tell you one reason I know college is worth it, and I can beat you in an argument for it.
Okay.
And he says, well, go for it. I said, who's your boss, and what does he have that you don't? He was pissed.
And then did you, in your business, you actually could have had a mic that you could drop and walk away.
Mine's on a headset, so I would have had to take my whole headset off and throw it on the ground and walk away.
Oh, nice. So anyway,
that was me being a giant smartass. I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
That is awesome. And that's what I've been listening to is a couple different podcasts. I've been listening to a lot of REM again. I don't know what got me back into them. I guess I've never really left them, but I've just been letting Tiny Robot shuffle their entire, catalog. And until one of the family members says, can we please listen to something else? That's when
Whip Appeal goes on.
Exactly. Then we have a nice palate cleanser, Whip Appeal, and then whatever they want to hear.
Yeah. So that's what I've been listening to.
Excellent. Well, we want to once again thank everybody for tuning in and sticking through this conversation with us. And for, if you have listened to any previous conversations, thank you so much. Those of you who are on the Twitter, feel free to tweet us anything you want to discuss about previous episodes, or just to say, hey, we're on the Insta, and we're on.
Yeah, we have a Facebook deal going on here.
We have a Facebook deal going.
I haven't populated all the episodes to it yet, and I know Facebook podcast is starting or something like that.
Weird. I feel weird about that.
Yeah, we have. I think on Facebook it's XRadioX Podcast Network. On Instagram, we're at XRadioX Podcast, I believe. I can't remember. And then on Twitter, we're at XRadioX1, or you can hit up Jace the Ace.
Excellent.
There's Jace the Ace 4 or something like that. But go to XRadioX1. Don't go to me.
Are there 3 other Jace the Aces?
Yeah, I've disposed of all of them.
Excellent.
I'm the only one left standing there, brah.
All right. Well, we've got a lot more to come in the future, so please stay tuned and subscribe and like us, and we look forward to future episodes.
Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. I don't care. Just
tell your enemies.
Yeah, if you don't like us, tell your enemies. If you do like us, tell your friends.
And leave a review. We would love to hear what you have to say.
I'm Jace.
And I'm Matt.
And we still love you. Girl from Mars. That's XRadioX, folks.
Take care of the luck you might have. Bye-bye.
Bye. die. All right.
God.
We'll go with it. It's good enough.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I'm Jace.
And I'm Matt.
And we still love you. You can even see my mouth. I'm on video.
I counted faster than you. All right, let's try this again.
Three, 2, 1. And
Wait a minute. Why would you do that? That was just... See, you're just trying to make me laugh.
Wait, you didn't like my one?
I shouldn't have looked. Okay.
All right. So how come you were on till 1 in the morning? Because we couldn't say 5 words in unison.